How's it
got
going, Brent? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, just it doesn't really bother me. I've been called Brent my entire life, so it's like it happens, but it is Brent with an N. Um, and yeah, Jacob, how's it going?
Good, good.
Good.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the DLC podcast. We're talking games, movies, all things in between. I'm Isaac. Over there is Jacob.
How's it going?
Below me is Jeremiah, where he normally is. And then to the side of me, or down, I guess, bottom right corner,
Diagonal.
is Senor Brent, as we found out, is with an N.
How's
You
it
learn
going?
something new every day.
So let's hop right into it, fellas, because I've been wanting to talk about this since the announcement, but due to real life situations, we couldn't. But now we're here. But before I get into it, I feel like Brent should go ahead and have the floor. But we're gonna first off start off by talking about Resident Evil 4 because I feel like all of us have some skin in that game. Am I correct on that?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So, Mr. Brent, the floor is yours.
Well, I kind of had to backpedal my statements about Code Veronica X needing to come first after watching those remake trailers because you know once I saw uh first of all, for whoever's watching, listening, Resident Evil 4, the original Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game of all time. It is the game that I've played the most over the course of the past 15 years. Most of the time playing it when I was in high school because it was like one of the only games that I had. So I played it over and over and over again. I like to joke that I know it probably better than the back of my hand. Um,
Except,
now,
yeah, he doesn't have any hands.
so I used to always say that like I wanted Code Veronica to get a remake before Resident Evil 4, but after watching that trailer, seeing the basically like it was almost like a one-to-one remake of that opening village. It took me back. It took me back to freshman year in high school, and like I was playing it again on the GameCube, and it took me back. It's like that is how like it's funny like watching that footage is how like I envisioned it back then, like, kind of in my own head, but now actually, like, am I making any sense?
You
Like,
stole my quote. I hate you.
oh no,
Oh
um,
no.
like, it's like that is like how like I imagined it was back then, and to see it as is now, it's
Mm.
amazing. Like, I can't
Isaac, it's
wait.
okay. It's okay, buddy. He didn't say it in the form of a question. You can still take it,
I
okay?
can still take it. I can
Jeopardy's
still
all
take it.
about this.
I
Like,
can
yeah.
no.
I am stoked. I am so excited.
No,
Yeah, it's really good.
literally, what you just said is what like when me and Jeremiah were talking over the phone is literally what I told him, dude. Yeah, so because
The
dude,
words out of his mouth, but it's perfect,
yeah,
you know.
because so unlike you, Resident Evil 4 isn't my favorite game of all time. That still belongs to Mega Man X, right? But it is up there. Like I have it on this high pedestal of like of my all time favorite games. And that's, I mean, granted, that's the game that got me into Resident Evil, right? That's a game that got me into horror games, and just horror. That's just like the whole genre itself. Because before then, I didn't want to play horror games. I was always scared of them, and I never wanted to give them a try because I was always like, "Dang, if something pops, I'm just gonna drop my controller and say, screw this, I'm done, whatever." I did that with Condemned. Okay, Condemned was a terrifying game. I don't care what anybody says. You got crackheads chasing you. Okay? That's some real life right there. but but anyways, I mean, I've told this story multiple times. I'm not gonna get into it, but basically, my childhood friend had a PS2. He had the game. He let me borrow it. I played it and I loved it. Right. But like Brent was saying, when I saw that trailer, that's how I envisioned it as a kid, also. Because what I liked about it, so these were some of my thoughts when the remake was announced and how remakes of past, like such as 2 and 3, came out. I was always just thinking, like, look, what made Resident Evil scary back when it first came out, 1, 2, and 3? It was, for me personally, I could see it being the tank controls. I could see, just it's a whole new genre when like regards to zombies and whatnot to go that route. But for me personally, like, it's the controls, right? Because for me, who's used to analog, it's weird having to go like in straight lines instead of just being able to run around fluidly. What made Resident Evil 4 scary was, though it wasn't tank controls, it was like, what can we do to make it scary and not have them run around all the time? Oh, let's have them stand in one spot to shoot their weapon or use their knife. So you can have a horde coming at you, and you have to run a train, make sure you're a far distance to use your weapon. You couldn't just use it right then and there unless it was like a shotgun or something, right?
Mm.
So my thing was, when Resident Evil 6 came out, that's when they implemented the whole running gun, literally. When you can aim and still move. And I was on at that point I was on the fence, like, it's this is cool. But the fact that I could run and gun and dodge and weave, it took away the horror. Granted, Resident Evil 6 wasn't a scary game in general. Whatever. Now I'm going to skip 7 because that was its own thing. But the remakes for 2 and 3, right? They kept with the run and gun, like moving and shooting, and it was fun. You still had your little scares here and there, but for me, they didn't hit as hard as it did with 4, with you being stationary. So when this was announced, I'm thinking like, yo, like I'm happy, but is this still gonna scare me, knowing the fact that I can run around as Leon? And I'm sure, I could be wrong, but I'm sure his red dot's not gonna be going all over the place. I'm sure they're gonna tighten the screws up on that, right? So I was just thinking, like, man, like, I hope they find a way to keep the horror aspect of that game with the new controls, the new modern controls. And what I appreciated from it was, yeah, it's different, but in a good way. It's like they knew stuff like that would make it, the game, because the game would be easier if the game was as is, right? Being able to run a gun and like just the game as is, it would have been easier, not as terrifying. So what did they do? The first segment, when you go into the house, it ain't just you walking through the door, through the hallway, and there's a guy there with the torch, or I mean with the fireplace. No, there's actually, they put layers within that house to where you're going through these eerie areas before you even get to them. And then even when you get to them, dude, the guys or I'm drawing a blank. What are they called, Brent? What are they called?
The Ganados.
The Ganados just straight up come at you. They're just like, it ain't just one guy like, hey, you seen this girl? Like, no, they're like, oh, you broke into my house, I'm coming at you. And then I thought, like, okay, that right there is cool. Like, I appreciate they kept the house, but obviously they got to switch it up for people that played it from the past and people playing it now. But I was still eerie about the weapons, right? I was still like, man, this is still like being able to run a gun is still kind of like, and then they hit you with the, oh yeah. These enemies are gonna chase you down like hordes. They're not gonna walk. They're gonna run at you at all times. So where running and gunning doesn't seem as bad now, because you still got to be on point. But what I do like is them adding the parry mechanic with the knife, and I saw some people talking about a knife with the chainsaw. That's not very realistic, as if the Ganados are realistic. But let's go back to Resident Evil 5, where a dude punched a boulder. But let's look past that, right? But anyways, I like the fact that they added that.
Chris has jacked up muscle, so that does make a
but
little
you can't open a door without Sheva.
That's true. He's a gentleman. Okay.
Speaking of which, me and Jacob were streaming that also. We're having a good time with that. But anyways, I like the fact that the cache is back, because that's one thing I missed when it was gone. Right. I love that. I love that they added that you can finally craft items within that game, which I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. and the fact that gems are not only just to be sold or combined to get a higher price, but they're a form of currency that you can make exchanges with them. Which I thought so because if you play Resident Evil 4, you have a crap ton of spinels. They're just everywhere. And it would be kind of cool to where what they do with that, whether, oh, well, we don't want you to sell them all, so maybe to get this extended mag, you need 10 spinels. You know what I mean? Something to give it more value than just selling it. And another thing that I liked about it was, obviously the graphics are phenomenal. And like Brent was saying, with Village gave me that introduction to what that game would look like if it was remade, right? When 8 was announced, I thought it was Resident Evil 4 Remake right off the bat, just because how closely similar the town was and how they looked. And I also like the fact that, they even changed up how the cops are. Where instead of them, the vehicle getting pushed off the bridge and, you see them on a pitchfork or whatever, like on fire, you see one that's decapitated and another guy on the radio yelling and getting killed. Which to me, that's even more horrifying. Because you actually hear them killing them now. It ain't just a surprise like, oh, they're dead. Like, no, you hear them killing them.
Yeah, we all know it's been years. We all know they're dead, but now he's got to confirm they did in fact die. Just in case you didn't play before, they be dead.
Yeah, and then another thing. I know. So if I recall, like some of the voice actors are a little bit different, but the merchant is perfect. Luis, I know my cousin. He didn't like Luis's voice. Luis, he was. If anyone was done 100% correct, it was Luis. I'll just throw that out there.
I like the new look for Luis.
He looks great,
new look.
dude. And then, he said Leon. Leon Kennedy looks legit. But yeah, like, I'm excited to see what more they change because and they kept one thing from what I've heard, his one-liners, because Resident Evil 4 is known for their one-liners,
One-liners. Yeah, I'm about to say it's cheesy.
And then the way Heineken is, like how they're doing about that, because if you never played Resident Evil 4, the original, it was always fun because they had the freaking Metal Gear Solid thing where you had the two people there, but it was just an overlay on top because you can see, what's his name? Not Salazar, the other guy with the robe. You know what I'm talking about?
So Osmond Salazar is the kid in the castle, and then who is
Talking about the cult leader?
Yeah, the cult leader.
Oh God, what the heck was his name?
Anyways, you can see his robe next to Heineken, and I thought that was hilarious. But and speaking of Salazar, he looks terrifying. He's ugly as. They did him right, and his left and right hands look legit.
I wonder if they're going to age him up because he doesn't look 20 years old anymore.
No,
he never did look 20 years old because even Leon Kennedy mentioned like you look like a grandpa. He's like, I'm 21 years old.
Right, but like this version of him is even less convincing that he's 20 years.
Oh yeah, no. Honestly, I hope they keep it that age because it just shows how the Las Plagas is infecting him, and like. It look. I like the way it looks. I can't wait to see a giant Salazar statue chasing me.
I can't wait to see Chief Menendez. Is that what his name is?
Menendez?
Huh? The village chief, the one that kind of turns.
Yeah. I call him the Undertaker.
Sick.
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
But yeah, no, just.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Just to wrap up, this, like, I never got emotional about a game, and I still really don't. But I will say this is the closest I've gotten to it, just because even though I know it's a horror game and it's not supposed to make you feel good and calm and relaxed, Resident Evil 4 was a game that made me feel good, calm, and relaxed. Like, I get it was a horror game, but it was such a good game where I just had a good time with it in general. Like, it was just it was just a blast to play.
Can I just say one more thing? I just got to say that Ashley was one of my first video game crushes. and she's looking good. She's
Mine was
looking good in
Ivy.
this remake.
Mine was Ivy from Soul Calibur.
Oh
I
wow.
does anybody here is anybody here curious if they're gonna keep the whole like, oh, you pervert
I hope so.
situation?
I hope so. And then it's like, oh, the president's daughter came with ballistics. I hope so.
Oh my god, I hope they keep. It's like
Oh yeah.
I've
Oh
been
yeah.
talking to
Go ahead.
I've been talking to some people, and they think that because like of like the whole like political correctness and stuff like that, that they might actually take that out.
And then I'm gonna find a way to
those
mod it
things.
in.
Someone will find a way to mod it in
Yeah.
for sure.
I'm just saying.
But one thing I want to tell you, Brent, what I was gonna tell you is that I ordered this game. I got the PS5 edition.
I heard.
Yeah. Though I don't have a PS5,
I really
I
not respond.
I thought the blue case would look better with the cover art of the aesthetic. So I'll never be opened, and it kind of sucks because I won't be able to use the codes that it comes with. But it's fine though; it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make.
So are you gonna buy it on Xbox as well, or
No, I'm buying it on
like-
PC, bro. What the heck?
Oh, you're gonna buy it on PC. Okay.
Yeah, I'm buying the deluxe edition. So I get all
Okay.
the goodies. I need the Leon Kennedy standing next to my Isaac Clarke statue. Okay, my wallet is
Yeah.
damaged. It's been beaten, but it likes being choked.
Yeah. I mean,
Jeremiah,
that's a
take it
way
from
to-
here.
Okay, well, so I was stoked. I think y'all have all pretty much hit on a lot that I wanted to say, especially though just how it looked, the fear it brought back. And one of the things, if you remember from when I talked about the Resident Evil tier list, was that, as the series progressed, we really lost that sense of horror. There's a lot of suspense in it, sure, but there was just no horror to it. It wasn't very scary. You have to understand, RE4 came out in my high school years. Okay. Around that time, I got myself a cell phone because I worked hard, played hard, right? And so I was playing that over at a friend's house. We had the lights off. I'm sitting here just playing the game, like going through the mansion, like, okay, well, what are we doing? What's next? What's the next point? What's happening? We're walking next to a body, which it's like, I know that body is about to jump up and grab me. Like, what the fuck's going on? And then this girl I'm talking to texts me, the vibration hits. Throws up. Oh! There was so much to that game that I absolutely loved. But one of the aspects for Resident Evil for me is the horror aspect of suspense that I'm really happy just how this reveal looks. It looks like we're going bad, like baby. It looks good. It looks like it's about to. If you're not used to it, if you haven't played it, it might just get you. And I don't know, man. I really like it. I'm excited for that. Just like I'm excited for Silent Hill 2. You know, um, it's just they're just coming back. The suspense horror games are coming back, and I love it. So I didn't have too much more to add on to that. I didn't have too like.
One thing I
ahead.
forgot to mention was I love that they showed the boss fight with the giant fish. That looked pretty intense.
No, like I think that they did enough for the nostalgia for everybody else to let them know, hey, this is going to be really good, and left out enough for anyone who hasn't had the pleasure to play the game to really come in and not know what's going on. That's important to me too.
There's only one thing I hope they could keep, or two things I should say. I want the green, red, and yellow herbs. I want that to be a thing. And you notice how the UI still looks similar? You guys notice like the health bar and all that? They use the exact same one. A little polished, of course, but it's still the same circle for his health bar, which I saw. I was like, yeah. But I hope they keep the puzzles. Or I hope not only do they keep them, I hope they add some new ones.
Sure.
I mean, I would be hard pressed to believe on a remake they don't add more stuff to it.
Resident Evil 3.
They do it every time. So,
all right, Jacob, have at it.
All right, I'm glad I'm the last one after hearing all of y'all.
Because you didn't watch the trailer.
Because I did not watch the trailer. I did not watch it. I actually forgot what the topic was. But hearing what y'all said,
I forgot everything that y'all are talking about. But Mario, the new movie, is going to be fantastic. Like,
like I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. You know,
Hmm.
I guess I'm excited. My thing is like I'm not gonna get it. I'm not, but it is a great game, and I am happy they are doing a remake because out of all the Resident Evils, I feel this one is the best one. I feel they're gonna do good on it because if they fail this one, they're gonna get the most amount of hate. I feel like if this doesn't come out good, because I feel like everybody is having high expectations for it. But as far as how it looks, I can't tell you. I don't
Look at
know.
you have an iPhone, bro, or you have a
I do.
smartphone. Just
I
Google
do.
some screenshots.
I could. Or if you want, how about this? How about you put it on the thing and we could get my live reaction? Because I have played it.
All right, let me just do this real quick. Damn it, Jacob. Well, continue talking.
Okay. And so that's all I got.
Oh boy, you're everything I wish to be, Dad.
Okay. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you what Ashley looks like. Okay, I'm gonna show you what Ashley looks like. And then we'll go from there. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what Ashley looks like, Jacob.
Okay, hold on. Let me click watch stream. Okay.
This is what Salazar looks like.
Oh yeah, I remember that dude.
This is what my crush looks like. It's a bet.
I don't know why, but
Another angle of him.
they made him look more emo
Yeah,
than
he
already.
looks like a daddy right there, bro. Do you know about
He looks
that?
like
Daddy.
he looks like on the flight there. He was listening to My Chemical Romance.
And there goes Luis, Jacob, the star of the show.
Hey, he looks like a stud.
He looks like a straight up G, bro. And
Yeah.
this is him parrying the chainsaw. What's the chainsaw? Look at those eyes, dude. He looks so freaky. Oh, whoops. Well, actually, yeah, look at
So
her.
my question
man.
is,
Ah,
you brought up the voice.
Look at that, bro. Look at the difference. Night and day. Beautiful.
I mean, it is 9 day. One it looks like it does take place during the day.
I know.
The other one does
It was
take
it was
place
it was,
at
it was,
night.
it was a pun. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's get it out of here. Okay.
Oh, Saturday. I didn't get to watch the trailer.
We're not gonna watch the
It's okay.
trailer.
So, guys, after watching or after looking up the images, I am so excited for this. I
You just
cannot wait.
can't hide it.
I cannot wait to buy this game and play
You
it.
sound so fake
what
right now. It
little
hurts.
time I have.
Jacob, we're gonna have to talk to you at your next performance review.
Yeah.
Like that should be coming up soon.
I give this game a 10 out of 10 already.
All right.
Stay, buddy.
Well, Jacob doesn't share our
So-
same passion, but here's a game.
I'm an old man with kids. I don't.
There's people older than you.
Sadly, we
passion.
do have to, or at least myself and Brent need to dip out. Correct?
if you want to finish it up, I might head out so that way I can get
Mm.
Casey, get things set up. But if you want to finish it out, that's fine. I'm gonna get in
I
touch
do
with
want to
Casey.
know since this was supposed to be about both. So Silent Hill 2, do you have any thoughts or statements about it?
So this is a good reason why I should leave. Silent Hill was a little bit before my time, in some
sad day.
respects. Like it can't yeah. It was, so I never got a chance to play any of the Silent Hills growing up. So it'll be cool to play the remakes because I'll probably check out the remakes. So
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me, and I'll catch you guys all later.
Yeah, man. I'll see you in a bit.
Mhm.
Guys, it's not that I'm leaving y'all. It's that I'm moving to another place temporarily. And
You hate
it's
us.
like
Well, just give us your
it's
quick
not that
thoughts on
I hate you.
Silent Hill 2 because
No,
this
Silent Hill
this
2.
will be the quickest one because I've never played it, and honestly, you
it's-
two are the main ones that know about it.
Silent Hill, it's going to be hard already to capture some of the most amazing points to it, because some of the most amazing things to it were also very minimalist. For instance, the fog from Silent Hill 1 and 2, how it was really just meant to reduce rendering, reduce the map, loading out to make it to where the game ran smoother. So instead of just having this black, so it wasn't always just like it was, wasn't this constantly always running map. They just put this fog effect to hide the fact that everything you were seeing. That's pretty much it. That's all that's rendered in, and it would constantly have to render back and forth every time you ran through. The radio noise. How they used a friend. Do you know how they made the radio noise, Jacob?
I used to know, man, because we talked
They,
about it years ago.
oh
Because
yeah, I mean, I love it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I don't remember.
No, it's a dentist tool. It's the water, the dentist, like they just like went ham with like basic sounds and stuff like that, and all this came together at a time that just captured you. That being said, I am hecka excited for this. I feel like this is a series that's been long in the making for a remake.
Yeah. Well,
So
I will, I will say for the low, like, because they were fighting with budget the entire time they were making the games.
Mhm.
I feel personally like I'm more of a Resident Evil fan just because I didn't get to play as much Silent Hill. But the games I did play, I played two halfway through. I played Homecoming, and then I played three.
Downfall
Mhm.
or Rainfall, whatever.
Yeah, and three wasn't that great, but
People hate that
Homecoming
game.
was yeah, Homecoming was good, even though that got some hate. And two, I wish I could have finished it.
Mhm.
I personally feel Silent Hill, if they would have continued their path, actually would have been more successful than Resident Evil. Because
Well,
at the time one and two came out, I feel like they were above Resident Evil, personally.
uh, I've never played it, but I watched a lot of playthroughs on it because I was always curious about it, and I wanted to play it, but that game was uber expensive, and I didn't want to pay that price for it. But for the playthroughs that I did see, I do like how they redesigned a lot of the enemies to where at one point you thought they were mannequins walking at you, which I still think they were mannequins, but
Yeah.
now they're humanoids, right? They have flesh and
Which
Pyramid Head looks legit.
I wish they would have kept it more mannequin like, because
Yeah.
that is creepier in my opinion.
Oh yeah, and then the nurses look legit. But the thing that I noticed about that game while watching the playthrough of it you're not playing it for the game mechanics because the game mechanics are subpar, right? Like they're basic, which granted for the times it makes sense. Right? That's how I feel about Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how but what led that game was the storytelling, right? Like you meet all these random individuals, which at first they seem pretty sane. They're like, okay, we're just here for whatever. And then every time you meet them again, they're more and more crazy. Like they're less sane than what they were. And then the whole premise of my wife is dead, and and that's all you get, right? Like his wife is dead, she sent him a letter, now I'm gonna go find her because apparently she's still alive. But little by little you start hearing about what happened between them, and that I'm gonna start for spoilers, but like you realize he was actually wanting her to die because she was like a pain to take care of. He didn't want that bird to take care of her. Though when she did die, he felt guilty about it, and that's why he wanted to go back.
That's a heavy spoiler. Ah, man. But yeah,
Did you not play it?
it's a good. No. I play it. I'm saying that's a heavy spoiler. Like that. That is literally is the turning point.
Well, I said spoiler,
Of
didn't
the
I?
game. You
Oh,
did. It's
did he? Did he though?
I
I
did
don't
say. I said.
remember him.
I did say. I said this
I,
is a
I,
He said it real
spoiler.
quick.
I don't remember him
Yeah, he
saying
said it real quick.
spoiler alert or anything.
That's there.
But oh man, that's a. But yes, it is.
Well, dude,
I
it's a
mean,
game.
so
It's a game that's like what 25. I mean, I can tell you the ending of Resident Evil 4.
What way to be toxic, Isaac?
yeah, way to be toxic.
All right, guys, and in the Titanic, the old lady doesn't die.
Ooh, there we go.
That's not true.
Yeah, she does die. Well, she doesn't die. I don't know what happens to her. I didn't
Not
fully
in the
play
movie,
it.
but she
Oh yeah, in
doesn't
real
die
life,
too
yeah.
much. Yeah.
And you know what? Another thing, Pinocchio becomes a real boy.
There we go.
No, he
Get him with
doesn't.
everything they may have never watched.
No, he doesn't.
Oh,
It's a cartoon, Isaac. Okay.
What about the movie though? The movie though. You
Well,
actually like the movie, the live action.
Britt never played the game. Now, if he goes back and watches the stream to see what we said, it's going to be a spoiler. I'm going to have to go warn the poor boy.
Well, I'll
Like,
put
now
it.
he can't watch that
I'll
out.
put it in the description.
Yeah, I mean,
Or I'll put up. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
It's fine. Isaac can be toxic. It's fine.
I'll be. That's fine.
it's
That's
he
toxic.
looks good enough for it.
Yeah,
He
but I
did
will
lose a
say
chest
the.
earlier.
I won that chest, whatever. But one thing I
Ooh, I
will
don't
say,
know how
but
else
I
to-
will say the design of him. So when I first saw him on the original game, like not the remake, I was like, wow. It's like they saw Leon Kennedy and were like, you know what, let's make him, but like older and worn down. And then I'm curious, like, I wonder how they do with the remake. And it still looks like Leon just older and run down. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. I'm playing it. It'll be the first Silent Hill game I ever play, and I'm kind of curious on how they're gonna change the mechanics, like battle mechanics, because Resident Evil 4 did it, and like I said, that game is not known for it. It's more known for storytelling. So I want to see what they do in regards to that. But last thing I want to end it off on was they announced a new movie and a new entry into the Silent Hill franchise. So we'll see how that goes.
So my thing with that is like I said earlier, they were competing with Resident Evil early on. I feel their lack of adapting to better mechanics is kind of what killed them. But with this coming out at the same time Resident Evil 4 does remind me of back in the day of all these Resident Evil versus Silent Hill fans. Like you talk about Xbox versus Sony fans all you want, but
they don't compare to Five Nights at Freddy's, okay?
What?
Okay.
I don't even know
Five
what that
Nights
is.
at Freddy.
I don't even know what that is.
It
That's that game
doesn't
that kids
direct
play, right?
Yeah. Ain't nothing
Um,
scary about it.
but I'm
terrifying.
hoping the rivalry sparks back up between these two.
They need to, right?
Yeah.
Like that's why, like, when you get off a little topic, Capcom is coming back. Like they saw Tekken 7 succeed, they've seen Guilty Gear succeed. Now
Guilty
Capcom,
Gear like blew up.
yeah,
more than they're expecting.
Capcom's like, okay, now we gotta get Street Fighter right this time. Street Fighter looks great, looks amazing, and they're like, yo, our franchises Resident Evil hasn't been doing so hot. Let's just go back to what we normally do. Let's just remake this while also making new games to parallel with that. So I'm like, you know what, Capcom, you're doing good. Konami, y'all don't make good games, but y'all own good IPs. Just give them to good developers and let them make it, and we'll be good. Just you'll still get your cut, and you do none of the work. Just throwing it out there.
Brent would point out that you just made the Sony Xbox argument for him.
Huh?
Sony would be Capcom in that instance, and Xbox would be Konami there. It's like y'all don't make good games, but you have good IPs, so just sit back, let them do the stuff, make the money.
I mean that's why they bought that's why they bought so many developers. That's another topic.
Let me tell you.
But anyways,
I just want blood. Let's get this rivalry back.
Yeah.
I just want blood.
Hey, no. But before we go, not only do we have those two powerhouses coming back, we got Dead Space remake coming back.
Yeah.
We got the team. What's that game called? That's Dead Space. That's Dead Space like. That's made from the original creators of Dead Space. The Callisto Protocol. That's coming out. So we got some bangers.
Like, look, Dead Space is like the baby brother that just, popped out a little late.
And hit puberty young, baby.
Yeah. Dead Space, he's the baby brother. Like Resident Evil, Silent Hill, they're up here, Dead Space down here, but you gotta respect Dead Space because you gotta give that.
At this point, I'm just waiting for a Fear remake, and we're all good.
Dude,
yeah, bro.
Done.
That's
done.
Fear's the cool cousin that comes every once in a while.
Yeah. That's your favorite cousin where you're at the dinner party, you're chilling, like you're bored. Then they walk in, and then you don't want to go home now. You're asking to go to sleepovers. You're asking, can I stay the night? Can he come over? That's what Fear is. Me and Jacob got some history with Fear.
Yeah, bro. I love that game.
But that's good. That's good. Well, this was good. Yep. I love it, man.
Anyways, I still think we're gonna do our actual podcast on Thursday. I just had to get this out there because I needed to get this out there because I had to talk about it. But I look
Yeah.
forward to that. If you're catching the VOD, I'm sorry for spoiling whatever it is for you. Hey, but you know what? Maybe it's different. You know, they changed a lot of things.
They changed the entire story. Like they're not even in a hill; it's a valley. Like
But anyways, you can click the links down below, you know, for all our socials
For
and
sure.
hit up ring the notification bell that we know when we go live. Brent's channel will be down in the description, so check him out. I think they're about to go live here in this minute. And Juicy will be over there, so show them some love, and I'll talk to you guys next. Oh, and we'll see you Thursday, 9:30 Central Time, but possibly tomorrow because I think Jake, are you down the stream tomorrow?
I'm down. I've been wanting to play. I'm
All
down.
right, we'll do it tomorrow.
We do have the Bleach recordings.
Oh,
too,
Bleach
so.
recording about that.
Yep.
Episode 2 and 3. Our reactions to that. So if anything, we'll stream on Wednesday.
That's fine.
We'll game on Wednesday.